it's Stephanie here with a video from My Favorite Things. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating this card that design team member Inge created using products from the new May 2017 release. Now, if you're not familiar with Inge's cards, she is the queen of layering with pattern paper and cardstock. I absolutely love what she does with various colors and just the different layers. It's always so beautiful, and I love her card designs. So I was really excited to get to recreate this card for today's video. So I'm going to be using the new Bold Stripes Cover Up Dynamics die. So this is a single die that cuts out this great cover detail. It measures just smaller than an A2 size card, which is the card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's just a touch smaller and gives you a slight border around the outside edge. And then it has all these great openings all the way down the die. So it really allows for a lot of fun layering and just different techniques that you can do with this die. So for Inge's card, she decided to create an ombre effect, which is really fun, and it's just going to let us use a bunch of cardstock scraps. So if you have scraps laying around, this is a really great way to use those up because you just cut little pieces out of each of your cardstock pieces, and then you're just going to layer them into the panel. So I'm starting with the darkest color at the top. So from top to bottom, we're going to be adding eggplant, pure plum, ripe raspberry, razzleberry, tickled pink, cotton candy, and bubblegum. Now, I may have those pinks at the bottom a little bit confused, but those are the colors we use. I just don't remember if they're exactly in the right order. So you just want to go ombre. You just want to go darkest to lightest in whatever colors you choose, and you're going to end up with a panel that looks like this. So it's really fun. You have these beautiful colors, and you have this nice dark effect at the top, and then a really light color at the bottom. Now, once we have the panel done, we're going to do a little bit of stamping to add to the card front as well. So we're going to use the new Exquisite Ocean stamp set, and this has some really beautiful floral and leaf images that are great for underwater ocean images. But they also work great for a card like this where we're not doing an ocean theme at all. So it just is a great way to kind of stretch your stamps and use them for something a little bit different. So to do all of my stamping, I'm using the same colors in the inks that I used on the cardstock strips just to kind of make everything blend together and keep that ombre look on the card. So I stamped some eggplant, a flower, and a leaf set there at the bottom. And then I also stamped some lighter pink ones in the leaf and the flower detail as well. So I'm just going to stamp this last piece here in tickled pink, I believe I'm using for this one. And then once I have all of these stamped, I'm going to take them and cut them out with the coordinating dies with my die cutting machine. And using my MISTI to do all the stamping really helped because these are very solid images. So I was able to do multiple stamping to get a really nice solid impression for all of these flowers and leaves. So now that we have our stamping and die cutting done, you can see that we have all of these floral and leaf images that match perfectly with all of the cardstock strips. And now we just need to create the sentiment that we're going to put on the card front. So I have one of the white strips that was left over from when we cut out the cover Bold Stripes Cover Up die, and I'm going to use that to stamp my sentiment. So I have the new More Essential Sentiment stamp set. This is new. This was previously released with a card kit, and it is now part of this release here. And I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments onto this white strip. And one of the great things about this cover-up die and the sentiment stamp set is they are kind of sized perfectly to fit together. So you're going to be able to use the sentiments and create a ton of different occasion cards with the sentiments and the cover-up die. So I stamped the sentiment, Happiest of Birthdays, with black ink onto that little strip there. And I'm just adding a little bit of detail to the end by tying a little white bow with some thread. I just have some regular embroidery floss, and I think I have a couple strands together. And I just tied it right on the end there into a nice little bow, and then I'm just going to trim down the ends to the desired length that I want them. So you can keep these super long if you prefer that look, or you can go a little bit shorter like I did here. And then once I have that tied on, we can go ahead and get all of our pieces here and put everything together. So to add all of the flowers and the leaves, we're going to adhere these directly to the card base. We're not going to do any foam adhesive or anything. So I'm just going to start with my largest pink flower and then kind of work my way around until I have everything adhered. I'm just kind of overlapping everything and not worrying about the center area where they overlap and kind of you can see the edges and the bottom of those leaves there because we are going to cover that up with the sentiment strip. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to kind of make sure that I have all of the flowers and leaves kind of meeting at the same place so that they all kind of are concealed under that sentiment banner. I'm going to adhere the sentiment strip onto the card with foam adhesive, and I'm going to line it up so that it's kind of positioned over top of one of the white strips, just so that I don't take away from any of those ombre cardstock pieces that we added to the card base. And then once I have that adhered, we have this beautiful ombre birthday card with this great flower detail on top. And I also wanted to share, there's going to be a little photo here of another card that Inge created, doing the exact same card. Pretty much the design is identical. She just changed up the sentiment and changed up the colors. So you can do it in this variation where we have the beautiful pinks and purples and we have this beautiful ombre. Or you can do it in different colors like this next one here that she did in blues. So she has the nice dark blue color at the top, and then it kind of goes down to the lighter blue colors at the bottom with all of the beautiful stamping as well. So thank you so much to Inge for creating such a beautiful card for us to recreate. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.